Shalom Aleichem Rabotai, peace unto you everyone. I'm Rabbi Kaba, explaining wisdom from the ancient Jewish Talmud that you can use in your everyday life. Please remember to like and subscribe. We are on Nedarim, the study of vows. We are on page 13, and the Talmud cites a Mishnah that says, and it mentions a few things that if you make a neder, a vow, that your hamburger, for instance, a perfectly kosher hamburger, is like one of these things, then that doesn't change it, because these are things that are always forbidden and there's never any concept that they could be permitted. And one of them is idols, idolatry, which of course for Jews is forbidden, and items offered to idols, things that are used to serve idols. And in this list is something called orot levuvin, skins that had the heart ripped out, because it was an ancient idolatrous practice. They would take an animal and restrain it and cut out its still beating heart and then offer everything up as a sacrifice. And then, of course, to make a little side buck, the priests for the idols would sell those hides, sell them at the market, sell them to everybody. And you could tell what they were because they had cuts around the heart area, so you could tell that this had been used in idolatrous worship. So such a thing never becomes permitted. It's been offered up to an idol. Anything offered to an idol can never become permitted for Jews to use. And it's an interesting concept, because sometimes we get involved with something that's a waste of time, not necessarily idolatry, God forbid, but there are certain things that, we're wasting time. We're just throwing away the hours and the minutes and the days, and we're not accomplishing anything. And once we turn off of that, we turn away from that, we start getting back on the path of self-development, self-actualization, personal growth. That's great. But anything we've offered up to those other interests, those other hobbies, whatever they were, that's lost. We're never getting that back. So it's something to think about. We might have sunk a lot of time and energy and money and effort into certain things that we're not gonna get that back. There's not gonna be a payout. But the mistake would be to keep going there, keep giving to those entities, to those time suckers, to those wastes. And instead, you can stop right now. There's something called the sunk cost fallacy, or if you've kept throwing away money on something, you need to keep doing it because you've already invested. So sometimes you've got to cut your losses and turn it around, saying, I'm not paying one more dollar there. I'm not spending one more minute on this. I'm using my time and my energy and my resources much more wisely. Today, the Talmud also says something interesting. If there's a man who makes a vow linking his wife to his mother. Now, why would he do that? Because his mother, of course, is forbidden. Incest is forbidden by the Bible. So now he's making his wife forbidden from being intimate with him. Obviously, there's something else going on there. There's some fights. There's some arguments. And the Gemara says, well, since his mother was always forbidden, that doesn't work, like associating something with items offered to idolatry. But it's the worst thing you could say to his wife. And this is a very practical piece of advice. We never compare your wife to another woman. Especially the mother, especially your own mother. Maybe they have a great relationship, maybe not, but to compare a woman to another woman, it makes her feel very, very sensitive, very offended, and that's perfectly justified. So we have to be very careful, A, with how we spend our time and our resources, and B, how we speak to people that we love in a way that we're not offending them and causing problems in our relationships with them. With those ideas in mind, have a great day and be blessed.